Good Sunday evening, everyone. Well, we are in the middle of our winter storm. I guess the now infamous winter storm. Look at the radar now, seeing all kinds of mixed precipitation all across the state of Tennessee. It not only varies from county to county, but even within community to community, precipitation intensity and type can change rather dramatically over a short period of time. I've had more of a driving drizzle out there this evening, but nothing is dripping. Every drizzle drop is freezing on contact. And so your lighter precipitation can sometimes add up to more ice than heavier precipitation because every bit of it freezes on contact. So I've got a solid glaze out of here. You have to be very careful. When I'm out navigating. Actually, walking on the snow that I got this morning is actually easier now because you just kind of like crunch into it. Sure can't. You make a very dangerous snowball with it, that's for sure. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union bring us those headlines. Winter storm conditions continue to worsen, and then they will improve later tonight. Monitoring that flood risk for Sunday morning, dangerously cold air for Sunday night. Temps stay below zero all next week. Light snow now possible Wednesday night with another Arctic blast coming in. Right now, that snow's not looking like a big deal, but some more snow showers across the area. Saturday night's level of concern, we're level 4. It's a meteorologist marked weather alert night, and we are definitely being alert. Travel is extremely hazardous out there this evening. It's only going to get worse. So please don't be on the roads. Don't be out and about if you don't have to. Looking at our threats, again, high impacts to travel and then impacts to trees and power lines are likely. Those will begin to sag. Some of you all will see a longer period of freezing rain than others. Those of you across, let's say, Livingston to Jamestown to Byrdstown, you'll see it longer than we do down here in Crossville for the most part. Sometimes that cold air gets hung up on areas like Crab Orchard where there's lots of hills, lots of topography. So it's harder to push that colder air out of the way. So even across counties, you'll have areas that have freezing rain longer than others and therefore accumulate just a little bit more. But I do feel like everyone will stay in that quarter to half inch range. I don't think I took off any kind of mention of 3/4 inch. I don't think we have to worry about that with anyone. If we do, it would be isolated areas, which is kind of what I've been talking about all along. I just worried that that we would have more moisture this evening than what we've maybe got out there. Like I said, I've got a driving drizzle. Some of you all have got icicles and you've sent me pictures of them. And I don't think I do. I've not been outside in the last half hour or so, but I have a solid glaze, I'm telling you, on everything. So 1/4 inch is probably going to be much more common than even the half inch. But my goodness, we just want to know that we're in that range. Cold air can get trapped in valleys. So those of you who are in hilly and valley areas, just know that sometimes that cold air gets stuck in those valleys. Snowfall totals now for Sunday night, 1 to 2 inches ish. Most reports today, most people have sent me pictures or they've sent me rulers or whatnot. They've had anywhere from a half inch to an inch across the plateau today from this morning's snow. And then we'll maybe get another inch or two with Sunday evening snow with that Arctic air rushing back in. So one thing I wanted to go over was the timeline. So we've checked off up to 6 p.m. You are now here near the 7 o'clock hour, going into 8 o'clock. And temperatures are slowly beginning to rise a little bit across the area. They may drop another degree or two over the next hour before rising back up a little bit more. But looks like we'll all be getting above freezing by the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. time frame, somewhere in that window of time. Different areas across the plateau will warm above freezing. Crossville may be 34, 35 at 3 a.m., while Byrdstown is still 31. But by 6 a.m., I think even Byrdstown will be 33. So it will take the roads a long time, though. Even when the temperature gets up to 33, that doesn't mean, boom, the roads are instantly going to become better. This is a cold rain coming even Sunday morning. And so I don't know if I don't even know if the rain that we have will be able to wash off some of these roads. We'll just have to wait and see how that works out. But temperatures do rise now as we look into Sunday. So we start out here at 9 a.m. Sunday. We ended at 9 a.m. Sunday on the last graphic. Now we're starting at 9 a.m. Heavy rain, okay, from 9 a.m. to noon, could get 2 inches of rain. So where's it going to go on this frozen ground? That's a good question. I do worry about flooding. That is a concern. Then in, say, the 2 to 4 p.m. time frame on Sunday, we'll start seeing the plateau plunge back into a bitter cold Arctic air mass. Now, as those temperatures drop, as that Arctic air slips back in under what's left over of the precipitation, we could have another period of wintry mix. Somewhere in that 2 to 6 p.m. time frame, we'll say. By 6 p.m., I think it would all be snow at that point, light snow and snow showers, snow flurries, if you will, across the plateau. And then through the night, I think we'll hold on to snow showers with northwest flow really kicking in and squeezing out the moisture that we have available. So, and that's where I'm saying we could get 1 to 2 inches. So we'll see how that, we'll track that as we go through the day. But this right here, I have really good confidence in this forecast for your Sunday. May even hear a rumble of thunder in the morning. Wouldn't that be something? So don't forget that flood threat in the morning. It's not to be taken lightly. And I think all of this combines and conspires to produce an 80% chance for a snow day on Monday. I'll tell you what, I don't know, all that standing water from the rainfall that we get tomorrow morning, going to freeze hard as a brick tomorrow night, 9 degrees. Whew, that is cold. Only getting to about 17 or so on Monday with snow flurries. Whew, that's cold. -3. Yikes. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we cannot get above freezing. Now, Wednesday night, we have another Arctic front coming. Yay. We plunge down to 7, and 23 might be optimistic for Thursday. So under partly cloudy skies. And I have some even worse news with some of that. I think we'll keep a stiff breeze Wednesday night. And I'll tell you something, I'm not so sure the winds are going to relax Monday night with that -3. So I say that to say this, make sure your neighbors are prepared for this, especially your elderly and your disabled. Make sure they got a good heat source. There's outside fur babies. Make sure they've got a dry place that's out of the wind where they can at least use their own body heat to stay warm. I'm telling you what, it's going to get so cold next week that, you know, those animals are going to struggle. I have not updated this yet, but just taking a glance at the forecast and what I'll be doing with this in the morning, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's accurate. So elevated risk for the aches and pains. I know numerous people who have struggled today with the sinus and even arthritis. You're going to hold on to those aches and pains for a little while longer. Can't thank my sponsors enough for supporting my site and my app, making it free for you, so you don't have to pay a darn thing to hear me rattle off my my forecast. When this is all said and done, I'm going to go back and look at how we progressed through this event, where we started out with that first forecast of 6 to 8 inches of snow, and then we trickled down to had to start talking up the ice threat by Wednesday. And maybe even Tuesday evening, wasn't it? I'll go back and look at my stuff, and we'll see how we progressed, and then how things eventually turned out. I always like to do that anyway, because you always learn something from a winter storm. And, you know, no matter how this all plays out, isn't this all just fascinating? I mean, this weather is fascinating, and these winter storms are so complex. And, you know, more than a week ago, we were able to tell you all that a threat was coming. Couldn't be very specific, but we were able to tell you a threat was coming, which hopefully caused a lot of people to review their winter weather plans and whether or not they were ready, and, you know, get the generators, you know, ready and whatnot, because winter's not over. We're only a third of the way through. So we've got a lot of winter left. This was a good time to be brushing up on all that stuff, because winter's been good to us up until this point, minus that brush with snow and whatnot in November. And of course, December had some cold spells, but with winter weather, we've been pretty lucky. But anyway, so we got more winter left to go, but it will be interesting to see just how does all of this play out all the way to the end. So, but anyway, we'll keep track on. I'm doing my best to stay on top of things. You all stay warm, stay safe, and please keep it right here to Meteorologist Mark.